Alrighty guys, Road Warrior back here again. I wanted to go over the new DLC update that's released here. I think it released probably a month or two ago on PC, but I wanted to cover it here on PlayStation 5 and my thoughts. Probably 2, 3 weeks in here as playing it, the pros and the cons and that sort of thing, my likes and dislikes. Some of you guys might agree with me, some of you might disagree on certain things, but I think everybody will agree on how beautiful the graphics are. Now, the event that you're considering purchasing this, I want to just kind of go around and give my full kind of description so far. I'm just kind of showing off the map as well. Again, my dislikes and likes. The graphics itself, man, they just put a lot into this game and a lot into this actual update. Very, very amazing. You can walk around here. Now, depending on what time you come over here, you're going to see people dancing, that sort of thing, people swimming. You might find even somebody in their bikinis, that sort of thing. Very, very cool. Um, Very, very neat as well. You'll find all kinds of characters as well dancing around if you come there at the perfect time. I don't know exact time there, but I did not time that correctly. Imagine that. However, coming through here, I just want to give you a full 360 view here on another spawn point. Very, very amazing job and all the detail that they put into this map. It's absolutely stunning. They did a great job as well. I wanted to show some of this stuff. Now, I do encourage you guys to go around yourself. I've been in the process of leveling, doing missions, as well as been busy in real life, but I just kind of wanted to show off some of these things. You can fish around all this stuff, and also something very, very cool that I've liked so far over here on this, just about anywhere around this map here at the Indian Ocean at the Maldives. Um, Much to my amazement, you could actually get out on these islands, and that's a very, very cool feature that's added. In other words, if you want to fish with one rod, even throw out here with a lure, whatever you're wanting to do, there's pretty much fish everywhere you go, depending on what you're targeting, that sort of thing. That is something that I'll discover later on when I get time. But even if you want to come over here with the bottom rod or whatever, you can even put your rods down. So I think that's a big, big thumbs up in my opinion. There's so many places to fish compared to the Kaji, the other ocean map, the Kaji Nori, I think if I'm pronouncing that correctly. That map was pretty cool here, but I think this one hands down is 2 or 3 times better. Again, just kind of showing off here some of the graphics that I really enjoy. Just kind of coming through here, even if you're not even wanting to fish. I mean, just traveling around and actually, taking a step away from the actual fishing part of it. It's cool to come around and cruise in your boat and see all the awesome things that they've put into this map. Um, all these little sailboats, you can come over here and race these things if you chose to. It's very, very cool. As well as that simultaneously, you got a plane flying over you. So there's a lot of awesome animations and stuff put in, or NPCs, so to speak, that are kind of just roaming around on their own. Very, very cool feature that they've added. I think that's very, very well done in my opinion. So I just wanted to cover a lot of this graphic stuff in the first part of the video, as well as this kind of showing off here again too, just the absolute detail that they put into this map is, again, not that I can't say enough positive things about the graphics and the work that had to be involved. And I'm just going to show you something that I found fascinating, and sometimes you guys can call me a dork if you want, but you can actually see the leaves and the vegetation moving with the wind, which I thought was a very, very cool touch, that they put that much detail into this actual map. Very, very cool, as well as the clouds and that sort of thing. They put a great deal of time, I think, into this one for sure. So again, I want to start with all these positives, and I'll get into some of the negative stuff that I think that could be worked on, or let's hope that they work on it at least, at things that might frustrate you. But right now we're focusing on this. Wow, they even got the coconuts on the tree and that sort of thing. Also, for sure, I know that they've added somewhere from the movie Castaway. There's like a little, if you guys have ever seen that movie, there's somewhere, I'm going to try to find it on my own, so please do not send me the cords, but there is an actual, the Wilson little volleyball that Tom Hanks' character there in that movie stuck on a stick, that sort of thing, where his little camp is. So I'm going to try to find that by myself. Please do not leave that in the comment sections. I'm going to try to find it myself, but that's actually a thing on this Maldives update. Very, very cool. I also wanted to show here just kind of the boat in action. I'll go over kind of some of the stuff on the boat here in a second. All right, guys, continuing on here with the boat here, the Chameleon, I think it's called. You got a trusty little sidekick, if you will, right here, the little guy. I don't know if whoever's going to name your little Chameleon, whatever you want to call him. I think I'm going to call mine Excalibur. He looks like a boss, right? Got to be Excalibur. He's going to definitely increase our bite rate with just having this little guy on the deck. As well as you'll notice here, one thing that I'm thoroughly glad that they changed from this boat to the boat at Japan was, boy, you can have a great field of view. You can actually swing around 360 degrees, 180, however you want it. No bar in the way, as well as this feature here, very, very well done. And I'm sure it's going to glitch out here and there and that sort of thing while you're catching fish, even though you're not marking. That does happen on Fishing Planet. But nonetheless, wow, very, very detailed that they put this on, as you can go through different options there depending on what you're trying to do. Very, very great. Also, you'll note here on the rod holders themselves, wow, this is very, very cool feature that they've added as well. Now, you can fish with up to 5 people, and everybody can adjust their own. Everybody's got their own sonar. Very, very cool that they added this. Now, again, you can pay close attention to this, but you can rotate this left or right, depending on what you're trying to do, I'm sure. Again, the more we play, the more we'll learn on this map, but just early on, this part here is very, very cool. As you can see, just demonstrating, you can put that up or down, however you want that set, depending on what you're trying to do yourself. So that's a very, very cool thing. Now, also, you'll notice, I'm going to go back a step here. We're going to Kazi. Just briefly mention this real quick here. Now, on my last review, I am the type of person that will give an honest review. I don't just show all the positives. Anybody that's fishing in the Japan map, you'll note that if you're stuck with a rental boat and you haven't gotten a DLC, you've got a live well capacity that's very, very small, that sort of thing. Just kind of showing you the field of view here at the map there in Japan on Fishing Planet. As you can see, the field of view is horrible. It doesn't really show off the map. Very, very unfortunate that that's the way it is. But now here, at least, they actually... even your rental boat here, I think it's around 12,500 or something like that. But as you can see, looking around here, that it's only 12,000, I think 500 there. But again, at least they've got the window cleaned off on this one. Now your live well capacity, I think, is only 2,200 or something like that, and a single max fish is only 440. But the good news is, if you fish with somebody that has a bigger boat, you can keep your fish, so that's not the end of the world, so to speak. So I kind of get it, but at the very least, you can't swivel 360, but at least you have a nice field of view, and that makes much more sense. That especially for the devs or whoever put all the work into the graphics, who wants to block the beautiful maps with a windshield that you can't see out of? So at least they fixed that. Now moving on to something that's driving me crazy. Again, these are where my honest thoughts are. This is the first time I can remember in this game that you can't earn your way to the max level tackle box or tackle wagon. This one here, you would have to spend an extra $40, and I know this comes with some DLC rods and that sort of thing and extra premium, but the tackle wagon, to me, that's a big turn off. Just basically, so, well, you might as well just put a pack up, in my opinion, that was $100, because then you have the choice between the fast boat with the $60 pack, or get this and you don't get the boat. You get a lot of cool stuff, so don't get me wrong, but that's a difference of 100 tackle that you can hold between lures, baits, hooks, that sort of thing. Now, as well, just kind of showing you the bottom. Now, look through this stuff yourself, but if you're not understanding what I'm saying, unless you get both, you're going to get stuck with just a regular tackle wagon. Now, as far as missions, I just want to briefly go over some of these. These are a lot of cool missions. This one here, I don't want to play the role of spoilers, but this mission was one of the more fun monster missions I did, was this one right here. Wow, I had a lot of fun with that. As well as there's several of these missions that will get annoying sometimes, depending on what you're trying to do, but it gives you something to accomplish nonetheless. Now I'm just kind of showing some of the DLC rods on the pack that I bought for $60 US. That rod there is a very good rod. I think that both of them I actually enjoy so far, depending on what I'm doing, but just kind of showing you how they set those up for you there in the templates. Now, obviously, as you level up, things will change. Going back to this tackle wagon. So this right now, going backwards, I could get this one, and so I can get around 320 with your hat and everything else. So I'm basically missing 100 tackle capacity unless I spend $40. That's something I just don't like. I think you should at least put the tackle wagon with the bigger pack and maybe something else different, and then give the person the option if they want to get the additional 40. Now I'm going to go on to something else that is also driving me crazy, and I know this has plagued a lot of people. Uh, my friend Wolf there has hooked into, I'm pretty sure, a unique black marlin. She fought this thing for an absolute eternity, it seemed like. Very, very frustrating. As well as my butcher shark did this. This is just different time stamps going through, trying to help her the best I can land this fish. Very, very obnoxious. So what I'm trying to say is this always should be on a priority. I know the game's going to crash. We're going to have weird little bugs in the game, but this is, in my opinion, a very, very disturbing bug. Whether some people might say it's inexperienced, that sort of thing, but I've fought quite a few big fish on here, and I'll show you some other stuff here moving forward. But this is Wolf on the actual DLC rod, the $60 one. So that should be able to pull that fish in. I can't remember how long she fought this thing, but apparently either glitched out or something went wrong again. Now that happened on my butcher shark with the spinning rod, and I actually beached it. But I'm going to show you something else too coming up that actually happened to me as well on the black marlin. And I'm going to talk you through some of the keynotes, and I'm going to put my opinion here at the end in regards to something else in this game that I found disturbing that I wish the testers would have picked up on. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know, but it's something that is probably not good for the game and the overall community. I will show that at the end of the clip here if you stay with me, but I'm just kind of showing you here just different stages of my friend Wolf as we're trying to work on some of these missions. I'm up here even. This is a very, very lengthy fight time. I can't even tell you how long this was. She battled her heart out to get this fish, and unfortunately was not able to land it. And that's very, very frustrating. Anybody that's experienced this, I know that there was some rumors that this was happening on PC before they even released it on the console. So that is something. Again, this is 2025 August. Hopefully they fix that. Now on to my issue here too as well. Kind of a similar thing now. I'm just showing you various fight time or various times through this where I got very frustrated. This is the, I think, level 96 gear. My opinion too, if the fishing planet, if you want to claim that it's a skill issue or that sort of thing, then don't let us catch something. Make sure it pulls up the icon that says your gear needs upgraded instead of making us fight a fish that's uncatchable with certain gear. So if you guys go to claim that, that's kind of frustrating to your player base, and I think most people would agree with that. We'd rather an icon come up and not let us hook the fish instead of doing this. But you can see here, watch this closely as I've got this in the burn zone or the shred zone where I get this up. I'm 9 foot out. 9 foot out. Gosh. At this point, this is multiple stages of me fighting this fish, and I want to say this went on for another 45 minutes. This also happened to me live stream, as well as my butcher shark did this. Now, if there is an issue, again, to me, a quick fix on this, if you can't catch the fish, then just bring it up saying your tackle needs upgraded. That would save a lot of frustrating times for a lot of your player base, in my opinion. I'm trying to criticize you professionally as I can and not be rude. I hope you don't take offense to this, but, I mean, look at this from my standpoint. I'm over here, and I've got this thing beached, man. It's beached. What do you want me to do? What more can I do? And I fought this thing for 45 minutes to an hour. I've got it beached. I mean, what are you supposed to say? Ultimately, I ended up getting it on the beach a couple times, and I still can't pull it in. So, I mean, how can a player not get frustrated on this fishing planet? And I know you guys are working on this, but to me, a quick fix is if you can't catch the fish, then don't let us hook it. That'd be a pretty simple solution like you do on the other things where you have to upgrade your gear. No, this is very disturbing, and I'm going to let you guys study this for yourself. Now, you guys can go back and look at my clips. I just put my clips on how I leveled up, and I did it legit. Now, this is a horrible part, so if you're going to say that that fish is technique, that sort of thing, so you're going to allow players, now maybe you're aware of this, maybe you're not. I find it fascinating or actually disturbing that somehow this slips through. Now, watch closely what happens here on this fish. I think it's 1,200 pounds or something, and I wasn't even trying to do this. As you can see, you can go back and look at my leveling guide from my experience on 99 to 100, how I fought the fish and that sort of thing. But and you guys that noticed, there was a player on our platform on PlayStation. I want to say he went from level 90 to 100 in probably 12 hours. That doesn't even seem correct. Now, I hope that people haven't practiced this. Also, on a side question, if this was tested This game was tested and this update was tested. You're telling me not one tester picked up on this. This actually hurts the community as far as competitive standpoint, not to mention your bottom line. So if people are able to level up this quick, and that's just me showing you this again, look at this. So you can see my frustration. On one hand, if a guy just sits there and practices and does this, he can just make a fortune and just bypass everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and overall, big thumbs up.